It's day 5, Endagar world building, and we're back. I did not feel well and took a 2.5 hour nap and woke up thinking it was 5 in the morning, but it was actually 5 p.m. It's been an odd day, but let's make some stuff. Hey everybody, Jordan here. The PH is silent. We're gonna just dive right into Notion, doing the Endagar stuff. So here we are. Today is something that we've kind of already worked on, or I should say I've already worked on. Maybe a full screen will make us a little happier. But specifically, well, let's just dive in. So we're gonna do our 30-day world challenge. So today's challenge is the map. So if we jump over here to the map, this is like, I'm not going to read all of this. Usually I do, but we're going to make a shorter one of this because they're like, hey, make a map. So today's exercise is to draw out the physical contours of your map and then identify at least 3 places that your map might live. You don't need names for them yet. People might live on your map. Again, long nap, did not feel well. You don't need names for them yet. We'll worry about names next week when we give our people language. Just draw a dot on the map or maybe sketch out a little house symbol to indicate that people have settled in that area. Don't get too hung up on the map making phase. We're gonna talk about 2 very not sponsored pieces of software that I use to create my map, which is Endagar. So here's our map. This whole thing was created in a couple of map making softwares. And by the power of the internet, I'm going to snap my fingers and we're going to bring up Wonderdraft. Now, Wonderdraft is some software created by a guy named Megasploot, which is the little corgi here. It's really funny. And now we're going to go to open, and here's Endagar that I created a while ago. So this is affordable software. I got it through Humble Bundle. I'm not sure where else you can get it. Probably wonderdraft.com. I'll search that and look it below. And this is like phase 1 of Endagar. I kind of knew what I wanted. I wanted this arc. Now I wanted this arc because I'm gonna open up a photo that I'm gonna show you guys. This is a painting that my, at the time, 8-month-old son did. So we put my wife put a bunch of paint into a bag in various places, like a Ziploc bag. And we put this canvas in that, and we just kind of let him like splash around on it. And this is what he made. And it was kind of a test to see if these would be cute Christmas presents for family and things like that. But I liked it so much. And this was a fun inspiration for me to build a map off of. So from this, I kind of put the photo into Wonderdraft here, and then I traced around the edges. Or actually, these are so fine. I think there was an ability that let me like find the paths of an image. It was really cool. This is really awesome software. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it. But after kind of cleaning this up and fine-tuning it, I found that there was... I want none. There we go. That's a little better. I found that a bunch of my friends were using Incarnate. And so now, by the power of the internet, we'll jump over to Incarnate. So Incarnate is some online map-making software. There's lots of tutorials and stuff, and people are making some really, really cool stuff in this software. So from here, I plugged my old map into here, which was not easy. I had to make a stamp of the old map and then make that stamp like way big, fill up the whole thing, lower it down to another level, make it semi-transparent, and then I could trace it. So it took a while. So you can make a lot of different kinds of maps. And as I was going through this, I didn't want like I didn't like this. It's very realistic and that's cool, but it's not what I had in mind when I think of maps. I don't want an actual like snapshot of the area. I want an interpretation of it. return to my maps. I enjoyed this one more. And so this is the one that I kind of settled on and then exported it. And I'll be able to change this as needed with whatever I need to do. But yeah, no, I thought it was, this is fun. And yeah, you just kind of paint like, hey, I want this over here to be snowy, or there's various stamps that you can choose from. So I want, I don't know, trees. So let's go with trees, and then, hey, we'll zoom in like all the way over here. And then, yeah, this area here is going to have a bunch of trees. And so you plot it out however you want. I can do a radius of trees. We can do lower the density of it. Zoom out, and it's like, I drew a penis. So that's not fun. The nice thing about this too is it's in a web browser. So if you are a Chromebook user like I am, on the go, I was able to kind of like fine tune this a little bit, and that was fun. Per the exercise, draw your map and figure out a couple of areas. And the areas I want to explore is this down here. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this island yet. And I might move this like way down here so that it's not so close to these mountains. I'm still fine tuning it, but this is a city that I want to have, a human pact keeper city. And then these are strategic little defenses to keep this land for them. And then I want this whole mountainous region to be a dwarven settlement. And then down here, I think will be elves, but I put a city here, but I don't think the elves are going to have a city. I think instead it'll be like trees and stuff. And the more the Pact Keepers came in, unless they burned this entire forest, they're never going to find every elf. So it was kind of like the elves just took sanctuary here. And that will be the main area of our story, or of the first campaign that I want to run in this. We're going to create a new one. And the good thing is if you are stuck and you're just not really sure what to do, there's a world generator button here on the side. So if I lower this to, I want a 35% ocean, we're going to fill layers, blah, 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 and I'm going to generate a new world. This will generate something for us to go off of. So here, like, I don't like this. I like this. You could just generate an entirely new one every single time. Doesn't matter. So let's do it one more time. See what we get. Okay. So now we have this. And from here, I can add some more colors and stuff. So let's do some green grass. So maybe along this watery edge here, there's like a bunch of green grass. Really fun. You can do all kinds of interesting stuff. You don't like this lake? You can fill it in. There you go. You want a land bridge? Boom. There you go. And so it's really powerful. You can do some really, really interesting stuff. Now, another really great online tool that is completely free is this Asgar's fantasy map generator. Now, this guy has been updating this and things. I've been with this I've known about this for several years, and I've actually done some older videos on it. But it will generate a whole cool thing. So big old map. Now click the arrow button for options. Zoom in. I'm trying to zoom in. How do I? Oh, my scroll wheel doesn't work. So we're gonna generate some new maps. We're gonna reload this site, and there we go. We have a whole map. It even comes with some random name generators for us to understand what's going on. Now this is a very deep tool. Because we can look at a political map, we can look at a culture map, biomes, like here's just, you can do a lot of different stuff. Height, so we know that there's mountains here, and this is amazing. Like, I just want to say, this is a really interesting thing. Places of interest. If you are world building and you are completely lost as to, maybe map making is not your thing, I really do recommend this tool. And it's, like I said, completely free. You can export it. You can do all kinds of cool stuff like that. So it's awesome. but I like this one a lot, especially the biomes. And then you can change this too. You can paint it and move it around and things like that. 3D scene. This is new. What? Oh my gosh. This is cool. So yeah, if you wanted to, you could generate this here and then import that picture into something like Incarnate to make more of a fantasy map feel. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Holy cow. Next is a program or a website, the Hypertext D20 SRD. I found this a while ago. So if you go 5e-d20srd.org, fantasy world, this is a generator. And we can do random generates, and it will just generate a new world. And here's the world that it generated. So let's do like water to ice percentage. I don't know. Let's do what we did 35% earlier. And we'll do, I don't know, 5% ice. And let's construct that and see what it looks like. So here's Valimar, the world. Now, when we hit construct, it's going to create, it's thinking right now up here, you can see. But it's working on actually creating a huge hex grid. 4,000 pixels by 19, compromising over 19,000 hexes. So it's going to be a 6 megabyte PNG file that it's generating right now. And if you can't tell, I am stalling and killing time when I could just be editing this. Hey, everybody, it's done. Isn't that great? So here's the big one. And this also, yeah, the forest, it comes with Imperial City. So yeah, if you wanted to do this, this will make it for you, like real good. And it's an entire sphere, stretched out over this large thing, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, fire peaks and yeah. So if anything, this would be really good just to grab names from. Going back now, our what event altered your world? What event in your world altered its history? That's part of our 30-day world challenge today. What event in your world altered its history? And we talked about this yesterday about the Verthandi. Now, the Verthandi are goblins that were changed by their hubris into the creatures that we know of today as goblins in the D&D multiverse. So not necessarily evil. I don't like the fact that these goblins would just be outright evil, but like greedy and not able to, maybe they fight a lot. They're not able to do coordinate with each other to have the cities that they had. Eberron is like this, where the goblins actually had a huge empire before humans and elves and other people came to Corvair. And so I like that idea, but I wanted there to be more, that the goblins were actually these beautiful creatures that were just transformed by some greater power, a god, a devil, or something like that. Who knows? In this one, I said it was the fates intervene and cursed the Verthandi so that their bodies and minds got changed and became a reflection of the greed and corruption that was inside their hearts. So Verthandi are ancient goblins that are no more. And my goal is maybe that there's Verthandi ruins that we find. And so the thing that changed the world is the Verthandi, because they were here, they created arguable utopia, and then they wanted to dominate life other places, whether it was another planet, whether it was this. Maybe the Verthandi still exists. Maybe a separate bunch of Verthandi are living off in another plane, and they come back later. Like this could be, I don't know, I like that idea too. So I said that the fates intervened and cursed all of them. So let's go to the fates, and we're going to go back to our diary here. So the fates, or the Morai. Now the fate symbols were thread, staff, and a spindle and a scroll. They wrote your destiny for you. They weaved it into the tapestry of life, kind of a thing. And so my idea was, here's some magic items that I want to incorporate into the fates. But they are 3 women, kind of representing past, present, and future. And another group of 3 women are the kindly ones that are also from Greek mythology. Now, the kindly ones are also known as the Furies, or the 3 sisters. They were women that punished moral crimes. the three sisters are Alecto, Megara, and Tisiphone. They have sub things. So Alecto was the punisher of moral crimes, anger, and things like that. Megara was the punisher of infidelity and oath breakers and theft, so liars and things like that. And Tisiphone was the punisher of murderers. So I think this was kind of like, karma will come and get you in a way, back in ye old Greek mythology days. So they were three female goddesses that were later kind of demonized by Christianity, and hence why they look like demons in this picture here. In Endagar, I liked this idea that if you look at one of the kindly ones, all you see is your face staring back at you. But you'll see a younger face, your current face, and then you as very old or possibly dead. So it's like you're seeing this. And my point in getting through this is I want to kind of combine these, that they're worshipped as two different entities, but they're the same thing. And potentially maybe these kindly ones, the fates, the furies, whatever you want to call them, they don't care about human worship. They don't care about this, but for some reason they have a very direct, authoritative stance on the mortals of Endagar. And when the Verthandi thought they were better than the Furies, or maybe they tried to imprison them, or maybe they tried to destroy them, or anything, we translate that into they tried to take fate into their own hands rather than respecting the power that these entities have, and these entities retaliated. And so they were forever changed into the creatures they are today. That's going to be the big event. And I think one of the things we'll uncover if we play the game is that maybe the kindly ones are the fates. Finally, I wanted to talk about this YouTube channel I discovered called Stoneworks World Building. He has a lot of videos on world building and lots of other things, but, I should be honest, I haven't watched a lot of this yet. But specifically, I was looking at this place names video, and I'll link this down below. And I don't want to play it because I'll get into copyright problems, but this was a very interesting video on how to create location names, which is something that we're going to deal with a little bit later on in the world building process. I'm going to link it below, and I hope you find it as a great resource. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. I hope you guys are finding this interesting. We're getting really good feedback from the Twitters and comments section, so keep those comments coming. Thank you again for taking this journey with me, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 6 of building a world in 30 days. Take care, everybody.